Welcome to Just the Story. I was living in Hollywood and walking to my bus stop. Now, anywhere else, this might be a mundane task, but in Hollywood, you never knew if you were going to run into a film crew catching some wild shots or a hot game of three-card Monte. There were regulars that you saw all the time, like, for example, the pregnant man. He had a part of the street just for him. Now, we had noticed that he'd been pregnant for about 4 years. When we made mention of that, he rolled his eyes as if getting ready to lecture, and told us in a Harvard-trained voice that when men get pregnant, it takes longer. He was so convincing, and we nodded and we went on our way. He smiled and told us, "Remember to practice safe sex, or else," and he pointed to his belly. We also had a crazy lady named Angie. Angie was an older woman that staggered up and down the boulevard. She normally didn't interact with other people. Once, when it was raining, she removed all of her clothes and ran up and down the street screaming at the top of her lungs. We called the police to get her some help. The police rolled past her in their cruiser and yelled at her to put on her clothes. Then they drove away. Yep, protect and serve. Another time, I was at a bus stop with some friends waiting for the bus, and Angie came around the corner wearing nothing but boots and her dress as a turban on her head. She came over to me and spoke the only lucid words I had ever heard from her. She said, "It's okay, honey pie. You didn't mean it." And then she wandered off. My friends gave me a very strange look after that. So, walking on the streets of Hollywood were a bit of an adventure. So one day, I'm on the way to work, walking down Hollywood Boulevard. Traffic on the street was very heavy that morning. I noticed on the other side of the street a young woman being pulled down the sidewalk as she held on to a brand new backpack. She was being pulled down the sidewalk by a rather unsavory person. I looked around and I realized that she was the shopkeeper of a small open-air stall that sold backpacks. I ran across the street, dodging traffic, risking my life through the non-stop stream of cars. I got to the other side and I joined her side of the tug-of-war. Well, that stopped her movement down the street. I told the woman, "Go call the police. I'll hang on to this." So now it was just me and the potential robber. He pulled the bag closer to him and he punched me in the face. I punched him back. Neither of us enjoyed that, so by mutual consent, we stopped hitting each other. But the tug of war continued. Eventually, I saw a police cruiser come around the corner. I told the robber, "Go ahead, run, it's okay, I won't chase you." He refused. He said in so many words that he really didn't want the backpack now, and let go of it just as the cops put the cuffs on him. I walked the backpack over to the owner of the stall, expecting some thanks. She looked at the now frayed shoulder strap and in a nasty voice said, "I don't want it." And she tossed it into the gutter. It was at that moment that I realized I had run through traffic and traded punches with another person, possibly risking my life for a backpack that no one really wanted. And that's just the story. Hi, I'm DM Fitzgerald. I'm the creator of Just the Story. If you enjoyed our program, please like and subscribe because we have a ton of more content coming your way.